Hey guys, it's Mike Blackburn again with add-ons. Um, we need to talk about fuel surcharges. Given the fact that fuel has skyrocketed, a lot of you guys need to start pricing out differently or start charging for fuel surcharges or changing your rates for them. So we need to talk about a couple things here. We've got three different ways or two different ways of really handling this. If this is going to be a temporary thing, if you want to set this up, for a few months, a time limit, or if you want to just turn it off fairly easily, I would suggest building this out as a price adjustment. Now, if you want to have this long term, probably best to build it into your rate sheets and your zone to zone prices. So, no matter what route we're going to take here, it's going to be fairly easy to handle. So let's start out. We're going to do the second route, building it into your zone-to-zone pricing and building it into your rate sheets. We're going to go into lead quote. We're going to go to rate management right now, and we're going to go to zone-to-zone prices. So if you have zone-to-zone prices, they're going to be displayed right here. You're going to want to export this file. You're going to want to hit export, get the full spreadsheet, and in this spreadsheet, you're going to see a column for fuel. So if you want to have a set dollar amount for your fuel surcharge, you're going to put in that dollar amount in that column in each row. If you want to have an 8% across the board, then you just put in 8 with a percentage. So you're going to save that spreadsheet in the same name and go ahead and re-upload it using this button right here. You're going to click choose file and import the new spreadsheet. And this should overwrite your old one. If it doesn't, because you've renamed it, you need to delete your old one. So that's all you need to do to add a fuel surcharge to your zone-to-zone prices. Now remember, all of you guys have rate sheets in conjunction with your zone-to-zone prices. So we need to add that to each rate sheet that you have as well. So in each rate sheet, you're going to hit edit. You're going to go to the fixed tab. Right here, fuel surcharge. If it's going to be a flat dollar amount, $5. Most of you are going to use percentage, so we're going to put in 8, and we're going to use a percentage sign. And you always want to make sure that your price type override set properly, your minimums are all in here. If you're in messing around, it's not a bad idea to just double check everything, make sure it's straight. Then you hit update, and now you've got 8%. You're going to get charged to every sedan hourly trip based on that rate sheet. So remember to go ahead and open up the rest of your rate sheets. If you've got a bunch of them, open them all at the same time and just work your way down the list here. That way you don't leave one out. So if you want to take the other route, which is going to give you the ability to add a price adjustment and set a fuel surcharge based on a selection factor, what we're going to do here is go to rate management. We're going to go to selection factors. So let's say you want to add one just for the next 3 months. You can create I always like naming these properly. That way, if you have 50 of them, you know what what is driving what. So you can put in a date range. Here, most all of you, since we don't have the ability to predict what gas is going to do in the near future, you just probably want to throw it in. So let's go ahead and hit always rather than have a limited date range or several months. So we're going to say fuel surcharge. We're going to erase spring since it's going to be a permanent thing for right now. And now that we have that selection factor, we can go into your rate management. We're going to go to your vehicle categories. We're going to go to sedan. And remember, this doesn't just apply to fuel surcharge. This can apply to any kind of selection factor you want to drive up or down your prices. So I'm going to hit add new price adjustment. I'm going to say fuel surcharge. And if we didn't have one before, we want to hit set to. And we're going to type in 8%, and we're going to set that to fuel surcharge. So if we have one and we want to raise it, you can always also use set to. If you're just adding $10 to the trip, you're going to want to hit add subtract and then add that to the trip total instead. And that's going to add 8% to the trip total, or $8 to the trip total, whatever you guys want to do here. But so we're just going to leave this here on fuel surcharge, and we're going to hit update. So now that's going to take 8% of our trip total, add it to the fuel surcharge. And remember, since it's a new rate type for us, we need to absolutely make sure it's mapped to the proper rate type in Limo Anywhere. So these always need to be mapped to fixed rate types. So this fuel surcharge is not going to work because it's a percentage. We're going to need to make a new one in Limo Anywhere, which is, again, a fixed rate type. And we're going to map fuel surcharge to that fuel surcharge rate type. I know it says miscellaneous, but I'm not going to take you into Limo Anywhere right now. So again, if you want, you can add it to the zone-to-zone prices. You can add it to your rate sheets, or you can add it to each vehicle as a price adjustment and a selection factor. I hope this helps, and let's all hope gas comes down soon. Thanks for your time, and I hope you have a great day. Don't hesitate to reach out to us if you have any problems or